What is the spiritual dream meaning of a ring?
Elizabeth Taylor was 26 when she put a ring on for the third time. Third, not the last time, not even close. She had 8 marriages, and every single one was announced by a ring and eulogized by its removal. She learned a lesson, and she learned it early. A ring is a verdict. It's a verdict about who you are, and way more dangerously, who you're willing to become.
And don't you dare mistake this for weakness. This woman was one of the most powerful people in Hollywood, ever. She had violet eyes the entire world wanted to drown in, and a will that could bend studios to her vision. She won 2 Oscars, she raised millions for AIDS research when literally no one else would talk about it. She was anything but weak.
And yet, 8 marriages. That number isn't just a fun fact, it's a pattern. It's a cycle. You could even say it's a quest.
Look, this wasn't about vanity. It wasn't about loving pretty, shiny things. This was mythology playing out in real time, right in front of us. It was the living, breathing embodiment of the psyche's primal demand to be whole. Every single ring she put on or took off was a ritual, a passage through that eternal cycle, the call, the ordeal, the transformation, the return. She wasn't broken. She was just relentless in her search for completion.
So now, what about your rings? If you dreamed of a ring last night, your unconscious mind is not being subtle. It's not whispering. It is screaming at you.
So let's ask the questions you cannot afford to ignore. First one, whose ring was it? And answer me from your gut, not from your brain.
Was it given to you? Taken from you? Was it lost? Broken? Or were you just wearing it? The action, that is everything.
And did it fit? I mean, did it feel perfect or did it bind you? Was it a symbol that you belong or was it a constraint?
How did you feel? Were you terrified? Or were you electrified when you saw it? And here it is, the most important question of all. Does your waking life have an unfinished circle? A commitment you made, or one you unmade, or one you are avoiding entirely? That's what this is about.
Let's be crystal clear about something. This dream is not some gentle, poetic metaphor, no. It's an urgent diagram straight from your psyche.
In Jungian psychology, the circle, the ring, is what's called the mandala. It's the ultimate archetype of wholeness, of the self. A ring isn't just decoration. It's a drawing your psyche made of itself, complete, unbroken, and infinite. And get this, Jung himself wrote that these symbols don't just pop up randomly. They surface in our dreams during periods of really intense crisis and, just as often, profound breakthrough. The circle shows up when the stakes are at their absolute highest.
Now, Joseph Campbell, he took this idea even further. He saw this whole cycle as the hero's journey, right? This eternal myth that plays out in every single human life. That ring in your dream, it just cast you as the hero in that very myth.
And this symbol is everywhere. It's universal. Across cultures, Celtic, Egyptian, Norse, Hindu, you name it, the ring is a sacred bond. In myth, when a ring is given, it's a transfer of power, of identity, of destiny. When it's lost, entire kingdoms fall. So all this brings us to what we can call the cycle of reckoning. You're the hero. And that ring in your dream, that's the map. So here's the brutal truth of it. Dreaming of a ring means your psyche is conducting a full-blown reckoning. It's measuring the distance between who you actually are and who you were meant to become. It's doing an audit of your commitments, and not just to other people, but to yourself. So let's go back to Elizabeth Taylor. Her life wasn't just a series of failed marriages. It was the hero's journey, played out over and over and over again. Each ring was a new call to adventure, a new ordeal, and a new attempt to return to a whole, complete self. She wore those rings like armor, but also like wounds. Every single ring was a gamble on becoming complete. And every time one came off, it was like a small death and a resurrection. She could not stop reaching for wholeness. Just like you. And here's the most critical thing to take away from all this. Your unconscious mind does not issue false alarms. So whatever you do, do not waste this signal. That ring in your dream is telling you exactly where you are in your own cycle, right this very second. It's a signal. The only question left is, are you going to answer it?
Part 2. Look, let's get one thing straight. The ring in your dream, it's not some random piece of psychic fluff. It is a specific, targeted message. It's a non-negotiable meeting invitation from the deepest part of you. The only real question is, are you going to keep running or are you finally going to show up?
And make no mistake, it is a demand. Every single version of this dream is your psyche screaming at you to wake up and pay attention to something you're ignoring. So let's start decoding these demands, beginning with dreams of loss.
Dreaming of losing a ring has nothing to do with misplacing jewelry. It's about you abandoning a sacred part of yourself or a promise you made. Your psyche is sounding the alarm bell, telling you that your very wholeness, your integrity, is starting to crack. So here's your mandate. Stop hedging. Right now, name that one project, that one relationship, that one value that you've been letting slide. You have to decide, today, are you all in or are you all out? Because this half in, half out stuff, it's poison. Now, a broken ring in your dream, that's not a curse. You need to understand this. It's actually a mercy. It's your unconscious showing you the hairline fracture in your life before the whole damn thing collapses. It's forcing you, literally forcing you, to stop pretending everything's fine when it's not.
Your job here is to face reality. You know the relationship with the cracks. You know the conversation you've been avoiding. Have it. Get the support you've been too proud to ask for. That ring can be mended. Your life can be repaired, but not until you admit it's broken.
Seeing yourself take off a ring is incredibly powerful. And it's not about failure. You have to get that out of your head. It is about completion. Your psyche is demanding a conscious, deliberate ending so you can make space for whatever is coming next. You simply cannot start a new chapter if you're still wearing the old ring.
So you have to perform a ritual of release. Make it formal, give it the weight it deserves. Acknowledge the end so you're truly free to begin again. Because every ending, it just carves out space for a brand new vow. So when someone hands you a ring in a dream, this is an initiation. This is a transfer of power. It's a call to step up into a bigger role. Your unconscious is telling you point blank that you are ready for a new level of responsibility, a whole new identity. But here's the catch. It all depends on the source. Who gave you the ring? If it's a figure you admire, your mandate is simple. Accept the call. Step up. But if the giver makes your skin crawl, then you need to ask yourself what toxic energy, what unwanted burden you are blindly accepting in your waking life. This one is a razor's edge. Giving your ring away in a dream is a critical warning. You have to ask yourself, are you offering your whole self as an act of sacred love, or are you just erasing yourself to please someone else? And you have to know the difference. Your mandate here is to reclaim your power. Find one place where you are just pouring yourself out for nothing, and take something back. Just one thing, one no, one boundary that you hold firm. That is an act of profound self-respect. And please, don't get stuck on the romantic fairy tale here. An engagement ring dream is almost never just about a partner. It signifies a deep, profound commitment you're about to make to a new path, or even more importantly, to a version of yourself you haven't even dared to become yet. This dream only shows up when you are standing at a major crossroads. Your psyche is shaking you, asking, are you ready to finally say yes? This is an urgent call to action. Stop hesitating, make the damn decision. Sometimes the message is all about a fundamental mismatch. If the ring is too tight, you are being suffocated by a job, by a relationship, by an old identity. If it's too loose, well, you haven't grown into the person you need to be to hold the very thing you're chasing. So you have to get brutally specific. What exactly is the bad fit? Name it. Then take one tangible, physical action. Not an idea, not a feeling, a step to either escape the suffocation or grow into that space. An intention is not enough. You need to move. All right, seeing multiple rings? That's your psyche's version of a system overload warning. It means you're juggling way too many identities, too many promises, too many roles. You're spread so thin that you're not fully present in any of them, and none of your circles are actually whole. Your mandate here is to edit your life, ruthlessly. Write down every single thing you're committed to. Then ask yourself, which of these belong to a past version of me? Which ones are draining me? Your job is to eliminate or renegotiate one of them. Right now. That clarity, it's gonna feel like your first breath of fresh air. The golden ring, now that's different. This is not a pat on the back. This is not your psyche saying good job. It is your unconscious showing you your highest, most actualized self. It's a dare. It's a challenge to become the person you were always meant to be.
So what is your gold? And I mean your gold, not what your parents or society told you it should be. Define it. Then name the single biggest thing standing in your way. Your mandate is to confront that obstacle this week.
Finding a ring, that is an incredible gift from your psyche. A lost piece of yourself, some talent, a passion, a voice you silenced years ago is suddenly showing up, ready to be brought back into your life. This is an urgent, urgent call for integration. Don't miss it.
And that leads to your final mandate, reclamation. What did you bury? Was it a gift, your voice, that fire you used to have? That found ring is your psyche handing it back to you. Your only job is to take it. Do one thing, today, that actively reclaims that lost part of you. No more waiting.
And really, here's the bottom line for every single one of these dreams. Your circle, the symbol of your complete self, is broken. It is incomplete. It needs your attention. And if you ignore this, trust me, the unconscious doesn't just get quiet. It gets louder. It escalates.
Look, this dream isn't just a weird story you tell your friends over coffee. It's a blueprint. It's a set of instructions for the work that you have to do on yourself. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it?
Part 3. Okay, let's get right to it. This is about what you do now, right now, before that dream fades and the window slams shut for good.
Look, that message your unconscious handed you last night, it has a half-life. It's literally decaying as we speak. And with every single hour you wait, every hour you don't act, that signal just gets weaker and weaker.
So don't even think about telling me you'll get to it next week. Don't you dare wait until things calm down. Let me be crystal clear. There is no calm down. That ring showed up for a reason, right? And the time to listen, the time to finally act on that reason, it's not later, it's not tomorrow. There is only now. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. I'm going to break down exactly how you act on this message right now, depending on who you are.
So are you the kind of person who processes things by writing them down? If that's you, listen up. Your first step is completely non-negotiable. It's called the Dream Journal Ritual, and it is your #1 priority, period.
And yeah, the rules are strict, but they're strict for a reason. Here's what you're going to do. 1. Before you even look at your phone, before you say a single word to anyone, you're going to write. 2. You'll write for 5 solid, uninterrupted minutes. And you're not writing about what the ring means. No, you're writing about how it felt. 3. Note where you felt it in your body. Was it a weight on your chest? A knot in your stomach? Get specific. 4. You're going to do this for 7 mornings in a row. And 5, if you skip a day, you're back to day 1. You start over. No excuses, no exceptions.
You know, this isn't some test of your discipline. It's about recognizing the pattern. Your body holds the message way before your mind can even begin to translate it. The body knows the truth first. And consistency, that's the only way you're going to see the pattern the dream is practically screaming at you to practice in your real, waking life.
Okay, now, what if you're drowning in obligations? I'm talking to the woman who feels like she literally can't breathe, buried under the crushing weight of everyone else's needs. If that's you, your work is something called the commitment audit.
Here's how it works. And do this right now. Grab a piece of paper. Draw a huge circle on it. Now, inside that circle, I want you to write down every single thing that has a claim on your time and your energy. I'm talking your job, your partner, your kids, those friendships you only keep up out of guilt, even the person your family still expects you to be. All of it. Then, you ask the most important question. Which of these did I actually choose? And which of them just sort of chose me? That dream is telling you your circle is dangerously overcrowded. You get to choose 3 to keep. 3. Everything else either gets an honest-to-God ending or it gets a firm boundary, now.
And let's be absolutely clear about something. This isn't about being selfish or abandoning people. This is about saving yourself. Because you cannot be whole when you are fragmented into a million tiny pieces. And honestly, saving yourself is the only way you can ever really truly show up for anyone else anyway.
All right, but what if you're not the writer or the auditor? What if you're the woman who needs an embodied ritual, not just some intellectual exercise? You can think your way around anything, but what you really need is to feel it, to make it tangible. For you, we have the physical ring ceremony.
Your unconscious doesn't speak in spreadsheets, it speaks in symbols and rituals, so you have to meet it on its own turf. So if this is about committing to something new, go buy a simple, intentional ring. Wear it. Let it be your physical reminder. But if you're releasing something, hold a ring in your hand. Speak what you're letting go of out loud, and then take that ring off and put it away, for good. This isn't just some performance. This is the ancient language of the unconscious. You're tapping into a long, powerful line of women who use physical acts to claim their own lives.
Because just understanding it in your head, it's not enough. A myth has to be enacted, not just understood. Real, gut-level change only happens when the myth is lived. Which, brings us to the most direct, in-your-face application of them all.
Yeah, this one's for you. For the woman who knows exactly what this dream means. You're just pretending you don't, but you do. You know precisely what that ring was about. You know whose face popped into your head. And you know, deep down, which conversation you've been dodging for weeks, for months, maybe even for years.
So here's the bottom line. That dream, it wasn't new information. It was the removal of your very last excuse. And now, the clock is ticking. You have 48 hours. 48 hours to have the real conversation, not the safe version, not the polite, edited version. I mean the one where you actually say what you mean. Because from this moment on, delay is no longer neutral. It is a choice you are actively making. But what if your dream wasn't about a choice you have to make? What if it felt different? Is your dream about a lost identity? Like finding something you thought was gone for good? A ring you discovered? Or one that was returned to you?
If that's the case, this dream has nothing to do with another person. It's about a piece of you that went missing. A talent you buried, a voice you shut down, a creative spark you let someone convince you is impractical. Your job is to identify that lost art. And then, this week, yes, this week, you are going to schedule 2 uninterrupted hours to just do it again. The goal is not to produce something. It's not to be good at it. It's just to make contact, to say hello again to that essential part of you. This is not a luxury, this is not a hobby, this is psychological survival.
And finally, we have to talk about the most critical dream of all, the one that didn't feel like a gift. What if the ring in your dream frightened you? What if it felt like a threat? The kind of dream that leaves you feeling disturbed in a way you can't even put your finger on.
Okay, listen to me and listen very carefully. If the ring in your dream felt like a trap, if it was forced on your hand, if it looked black or broken or just wrong, do not interpret this alone. Trying to do shadow work without a witness is how you get lost in the underworld for good. Think about it. The hero's journey always requires a mentor for the dark passages. Always. So your job is to find a guide, a Jungian therapist, a trained dream analyst, someone who knows the territory. You are not meant to walk this path by yourself.
Because here's the thing you have to understand. The ring that frightens you, it holds the most transformative power of all. That scary symbol isn't just a warning sign, it's an invitation. An invitation to the deepest, most profound change you can possibly imagine. So whatever you do not turn away from it.
So you see, that ring was never just a piece of jewelry. In your dream, it was a verdict.
It was a map.
And it was a summons.
Your dream delivered the message. We've just translated it. So now we're at the only part that actually matters. The circle is still open. It's incomplete, and only you can close it. The question is, what are you going to do?